Previously on Vishal murder case.
I'm Vishal. Art of blackmail.
Last month, there was a sensational murder case. Vishal Parekar, the famous man about the town and prominent on the list of Mumbai's wealthiest, was found dead in a bungalow in Pune.
Let me explain properly what all I did. I was cutting vegetables for the biryani when that lady Shantamma arrived. So, I took the lime juice, poured into a glass, kept it on a tray and gave it to her. She took it and went and sat in the hall with Asarika sir, my boss, on the sofa. By then, this outhouse lady Meeta, she came in. I am sure she wanted some gossip. But I started cutting my onion. By then, Vishal sir and Tresamma ma'am came one after the other. I was about to pour the lime juice to the glass. This Tresamma ma'am said, the smell of the onion will come to the glass. She poured it for herself and Vishal sir and took it. What? Did I see Tresamma ma'am putting something to Vishal sir's drink? I don't know. I went back to the cutting board which is on the other side of the kitchen. Even if she had put it, I could not have seen it. They all finished the dinner by 10 o'clock and started watching a movie. I started cleaning and clearing my kitchen and finished it around 11 o'clock. I went to sleep in my room which is just behind the house. In the morning, I woke up and I was having my chaya. I heard commotions in the house and came running in. The dog. No. The dog did not bark. I would have definitely heard it. Whoever is telling the dog barked is telling a lie.
So now you have all the facts of the case. The cookery knife that was found next to Vishal's body had many fingerprints on it, including those of everyone in the house that day. But they all admitted to handling the knife, so that doesn't really prove anything. One of the other details we uncovered during the investigation was around the sleeping pills. We went and checked each and every medical shop, and one of the attendants that worked in a medical shop near Teresa's house said that she bought 4 strips from him. But Teresa did not deny that. It seems she has difficulty sleeping, and she also showed us the doctor's prescription. Sameer's bungalow did not have a guard. The gates were normal wooden frames, so someone could have climbed in easily. The dog was tied up in the kennel because the guests were coming. All the 4 suspects said that they heard the dog bark that night, though Balasamma was emphatic that the dog did not bark. But Sameer countered that Balasamma was a sound sleeper. Let alone a dog bark, she wouldn't hear a bomb explode next to her while she slept, is what he said. I asked them all about the money. They said that the total would have amounted to some 50 lakhs. They more or less said the same thing about what happened that night. They went in together and left the money in individual bundles on the table in Vishal's room at 10 p.m. that night. And he was sleeping but still alive. We searched for the money everywhere. We searched each and every room. We did body searches and we looked into all their bags. But no, we couldn't find the money anywhere. The money definitely left the bungalow. This case is very puzzling. But I want to check if one of them will trip up. So I asked them all directly if they killed him.
What? Me? Kill Vishal? Are you kidding? Have you seen his size? My goodness, do you really think that such a tiny, small person like me should hurt or murder him? I am terrified of cockroaches and lizards. How could I murder a living, breathing human being? Didn't you hear what the doctor said? Some of the blows were so hard that it ripped the bed below him. Yes, no doubt I am happy. So damn relieved and happy. Now I can keep my secret tryst with my baby and at the same time live the comfortable and rich life of Teresa Phillips. But no way I committed that murder. But I think you guys are barking up the wrong tree. What about that smug and conceited doctor guy? Look how strong he is. I think he's totally capable of doing it. In fact, the more I think, the more I am convinced it is him.
You must be joking. Though the bugger was just asking for it. Believe me, how he would goad all of us. Whoever did it, they have my best wishes. They wiped out the plague. That's what they've done. But I am not the murderer. Look, the doctor clearly said that it was done by a right-handed person. You should check my old cricketing videos to understand that I am a left-handed person. Sorry guys, it was not definitely me. But did you ask that country cousin Shanta? She committed it? She is a devious one. Believe me, she sits silently with that smug look on her face. Maybe she put the knife as cool as a cucumber into him and is pretending she didn't understand what you're asking her. Seriously, you must check and counter-check all her statements.
No way. God knows that I had justifiable anger to kill him. Actually, a part of me wishes that it were true. That I would have killed him with my bare hands. It would have derived immense pleasure for me. I know you guys won't believe without an evidence. But just look at the doctor's report. Vishal was given a sedative that would need at least 1 hour to reach the bungalow. By sheer luck, I was held by traffic, and when I came in, Vishal was already at sleep. So that lets me out, guys. The others told me that Vishal had instructed us to place all the money next to the bed. So we did exactly the same. By the time we left the room, he was still at sleep. It was at around 10. I would have loved to have come down to Mumbai and stay back at home, but it was too late. I feel you should just check out the credentials of that sports guy. Did you know that he was a junkie? These junkies will have tremendous physical power when they are under the influence of drugs.
What? No. I did not kill him, Baba. No. Yes, that's the truth. That I always wanted to kill him. And for that, I prayed to God every day. Maybe He answered my prayer. But I did not kill him, Baba. No. But wait for a moment. I found the dead body, correct? So if I would have killed him, how I would have found the dead body? If I would have killed him, I would have sit quietly and gone back to Mumbai. And somebody else would have found it, correct? But I'm really happy. I'm really very happy that now I don't have to pay him money every month. Each month I was paying him money. I'm really happy for that. But I did not kill him. And you know something? I feel that Christian girl must have done it. She looks very weak. And she was worried also that her stupid husband will come to know about it. Correct? She must have given rent to the man and made him kill him. As it is she and her husband, they have got lot of money. She must have done it. She must have given money to the man in the mask. He comes in the night, kills and runs away. Correct. This must have happened. She must have killed him, not me. I have not killed him.
Do you see my problems? Balasamma and Meetha don't have motives. The doctor is convinced that the other two women could not have struck such hard blows. Naresh has an alibi for the time the sedative was given, and Sameer is left-handed while the murderer is right-handed. Also, if one of them committed the murder, what happened to the money? 50 lakh rupees is a lot of money and it just cannot disappear. It had to be found somewhere. So, was it someone from the outside? Even if that idea seems bizarre. After all four of them are very sure that the dog barked. My mind kept puzzling and puzzling over this. But then, I got an idea. What if the four of them planned this together? They planned it perfectly to give each other alibis. It totally makes sense. They get up and go into Vishal's room and they take turns to stab him. And about the money, they did not even bring it because they knew that Vishal would die. I was so excited about this idea, and just then I picked up my phone to call my supervisor. But then, right about that time, I got a call.
Hello, Inspector Devi? Hi, I'm Malini, fingerprints expert from the forensics. I'm calling about the Vishal murder case. So I have the kukri knife, the murder weapon, in front of me. Yes, like I said in the report, the fingerprints on the knife matched with the samples of all 7 people who were at home that night. No confusions there, but there is something fishy. You know, when someone uses such a huge knife to kill, how do you think they will hold the knife? Obviously by the hilt and thrust it deep into someone's body, right? So there must be fingerprints on the hilt. But there are no fingerprints on the hilt. Yes, you heard me right. My gut feeling is that someone has put on a pair of gloves and then did the killing. So maybe look out for a pair of gloves smeared with blood and dumped somewhere. You will have your murderer.
So now, I'm back to square one. Individually, they all have alibis. And if the 4 of them committed the murder together, then there was no need for gloves as they have a logical reason to have handled the knife. So, if it's not them, then who? I remembered what the doctor said. A butcher? Both Valasamma and Meetha cook meat regularly. I immediately sent some police donned in masks and gloves to Sameer's bungalow. Soon they found out that there was a hastily dug pit behind the outhouse. And inside the pit, there were bloody gloves and the missing 50 lakhs. The blood on the gloves proved to be Vishal's. I immediately asked some colleagues searching for information about Meetha Acharya. I was stunned. This frail-looking female is a hired assassin. She was arrested a few times but was let go due to lack of evidence. But the department has been waiting for her to slip up. I went through her statement and realized she knew about the money. She had heard the others talk about it with Vishal.
I heard Vishal whispering to them. When Naresh comes, all of you leave your packets on the table beside the bed.
She waited for everyone to go to bed, quietly came into the house, killed Vishal with the cookery knife, and took away the 50 lakhs. Thus, the case was closed. But I do have a niggling doubt on who administered the sleeping pills and why. I decided to ignore it.
What? No way! I did not kill Vishal. I don't know how the money and the gloves came into that pit behind my house. Yes, I know the gloves belong to me. I use them when I chop meat and then I discard them in a basket outside my kitchen to be washed later. Yes, Inspector, I'm missing the pair since last week. But I thought probably the dog had carried them off. What? Hired assassin? Me? I won't answer any further questions. I want my lawyer.
It's been 2 months since Vishal died. Mita is in jail and sure to be convicted. After all the evidences are pointing at her. Well, let me rephrase it correctly. I made sure that all the evidences point at her. Yes, I am the master planner. I was always making plans to kill Vishal. When Samir told me that Vishal had found out that the outhouse lady is a hired killer, I knew I had found our scapegoat. All four of us met and discussed. If Vishal was dead and we did not need to hand over all that money, we had a ready steady income. A very good income indeed. We the lieutenants will continue to collect the money from all those people who are getting blackmailed by him as usual and then put it into our own pockets. Everyone liked the idea a lot. Samir had already procured a pair of gloves from Mita's house. That night, at around midnight, we all trooped into the bedroom and everyone used the cookery knife to stab at his body. I put on my gloves and Mita's gloves on top and gave a deep surgical stab into Vishal's body. After all, I'm a trained surgeon with hands-on experience to pick the right part of the body, whether to make a subject survive or succumb. After killing Vishal, I smeared the gloves into the blood. Samir and I went to the backyard and dug up a pit and buried the money and the gloves. The dogs did bark. I was worried Valsama will hear it and report. So all of us claimed to have heard it. But looks like Valsama is a sound sleeper. I made sure that everyone had an alibi and everyone had to stab so that we don't know whose thirst actually killed him. Now, none of us can rat on each other. What? You're telling that I'm just like my father? I don't really know. Maybe you cannot escape your DNA. Maybe son of a murderer is always a qualified murderer.